The Wraith of Black Hollow. The village of Black Hollow lay deep in the forest, a place forgotten by time. The dense trees towered over the cobbled streets, casting long shadows that never seemed to lift. The villagers spoke little of it, for those who had ventured too close to the dark woods never returned. The tales were whispered in hushed voices around crackling fires. The story of the Wraith of Black Hollow. Lyra, a young adventurer, arrived at the village one cold autumn evening, seeking refuge after a long journey. The tavern was small, filled with the warm glow of a flickering hearth, but an uneasy silence hung in the air. The few patrons sat with their heads down, avoiding her gaze. The innkeeper, a woman with deep-set eyes, caught Lyra's attention. "You'll be safe here for tonight," she said, her voice strained. "But you must leave by morning. No one stays after dark." "Why?" Lyra asked. Her curiosity piqued. "Because of her," the innkeeper whispered, her gaze darting to the window, where the trees loomed like silent watchers. "The Wraith. She comes at midnight." Lyra was no stranger to legends, but this one unsettled her. That night, as the clock struck midnight, the air grew heavy, and a chilling cold crept through the cracks in the walls. The tavern door creaked open, though no one had entered. A figure stood in the doorway, pale as death, her face twisted with sorrow and rage. Lyra's heart raced. The figure's eyes gleamed with an unnatural light as she slowly approached. The villagers had warned of the Wraith's hunger. She fed on the souls of those who dared to face her. Lyra drew her sword, but it felt like a useless trinket against the ancient power before her. The Wraith's voice was a breathless whisper. "You cannot escape." Lyra's world went dark. The last thing she heard was the sound of her soul being torn away.